Artificial intelligence is becoming a bigger part in our workplace, but a new survey suggests many employees are still figuring out how and when to use it.
Joining us now, Dr. James Atkinson with SHRM, the Society of Human Resources Management, with a breakdown about what that research says about AI productivity, also in the future of it in the workplace. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Yes, hi, good morning.
Hi, we have so many questions, but let's start with this. AI, it just seems to be everywhere these days, right? But your research found that fewer than half of American workers are actually using it on the job. Why is that adoption of it still relatively low? I thought it would be much higher. And what are you hearing from workers?
Yeah, that was, one of the most interesting findings of our research here at SHRM. About 41% of workers across the workforce are leveraging AI. I think if we put that in context, though, probably about 3 to 4 years ago, it was less than 5%. So this has been a rapidly growing technology. And we also see a lot of variation across occupations and industries. In some places, it's used by almost everyone. And then in other places, it's not used quite nearly as much.
Now, your report also found that workers that do use AI when they're coming up with content, it has some mistakes and some inaccurate information. So what does that tell us about the importance of going back and reviewing all the work that you've generated if you do use AI?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, AI is a tool that is meant to improve our productivity at work. But when we asked workers if sometimes they're producing things that they're not proud of, something we call work slop, about 44% said that is happening. So it really signals the importance of checking the work, going back and reviewing that work, and the importance for organizations to have policies in place and safeguards in place to ensure that just whatever comes out of an AI tool isn't immediately or automatically accepted. It needs to be verified and reviewed.
Okay, for people watching who are wondering whether they need to learn AI to stay competitive in the workplace, what is the advice here? Because I think most people think that their jobs might not be needed as we move, more into using AI in all these different sectors. And maybe is there some advice if you might get the hint that maybe your job is being phased out, how to try to stay relevant?
Sure, absolutely. Our research actually shows that only about 5% of jobs across the workforce are at high risk of some type of kind of near-term displacement due to AI. The overwhelming majority of jobs are being transformed by this technology. And so my advice to employees is dig in, figure out what are the ways in which this technology can be leveraged to improve your efficiency with those safeguards in place to improve your quality as well. We like to say that it's not AI that's coming for your jobs, it's the person in your role that knows how to use it well that will end up taking your job.
Wow, some profound words there. All right. Dr. Atkinson, thank you very much. We appreciate your time this morning.